published by Shuseia, written by Kyoharu Gotoge, originally from 2016 through 2020, was that of Demon Slayer, taking place during the Taisho era of Japan, which was from 1912 through 1926, focused on the main character of Tanjiro Kamado, who seeks to have his sister of Nezuko Tamado being returned to her human form after circumstances in the manga as well as the Japanimation have her turned into a demon. Upon its release, it was pivotively hailed by both critics and readers, as well as viewers, for being an original story concept for manga or even anime, and is now considered to be one of the most influential mangas to have been written, as well as later anime adaptations of the mid-2010s and even to the early 2020s. However, early on in the manga and Japanimation, Tanjiro's abilities were subpar, and others as well as himself questioned if he had the abilities or talents to succeed with his desire to help Nezuko. In Tanjiro's preparations for the final selection exam, Sakanji Urokodaki tells Tanjiro to slice a boulder in two as a condition for him to be recommended for the exam. Urokodaki purposefully gives Tanjiro one of the largest boulders to cut out of any student he's ever taught, to intentionally prevent Tanjiro from attending the final selection, due to Urokodaki originally not believing that Tanjiro had what it takes to be a demon slayer, and the fact that he didn't think that Tanjiro could have been a skilled fighter. Though trying his best, Tanjiro couldn't do it. The moment before he finally quits and gives up, Sabito and Makomo appear to him, urging him to continue training harder and to get better. Tanjiro, years later, attends the exam and avenges the deaths of the pair, as well as continues on his journey to save Nezuko. Internet speculations had it that the characters Sabito or even Makomo were underrated and helped to grasp the actual abilities or even strength potential of Tanjiro at the time, due to the fact that even with the training helped by the pair, Tanjiro was still unable to cut the boulder. It took an extended period of time before he was finally able to do so. Theories had it that Tanjiro couldn't do it on his own, and that he learned to do so from the experiences of Sabito and Makomo urging him onwards as well as teaching him, as the skills the pair bequeathed to Tanjiro weren't what Urokodaki had taught to him originally, but the actual talent and underrated skill of the pair. Through lore briefly mentioned in the series, Sabito was actually the former best friend of Gyu Tomioka, and that the pair took the exam together. Through circumstances, Sabito decided to kill all of the demons upon the mountain to make the exam safer as well as easier for his peers, to naturally increase the success rate of the potential demon slayers. Even Q and others mentioned that at the time, Sabito was perhaps the strongest out of any of them, as through tragic irony, the final demon that Sabito encountered on the mountain was the Han demon, a demon that had been on the mountain for years, even decades, after being put there by Urokodaki himself back when he was a Hashira. The progression of rank from lowest to highest had it further that if Sabito defeated the Han demon, he would have automatically went to a slightly higher rank than the defaulted lowest rank that all slayers start out as. Sabito didn't know that a demon as strong as the Han creature was on the mountain, as it mentioned to Tanjiro that in order to survive it was very secretive about the slayers it killed, and later ate to become stronger, and the Han demon only killed Urokodaki's students, which were roughly about 15 by the time Tanjiro had taken the exam. Speculation continued that even if someone else Sabito, who might have had good intentions with wiping out all of the demons on the mountain, became tired and weakened by the time that he had dispatched all or nearly all of the demons, before he finally came across the Han demon. As was the case of Tanjiro, demon slayer swords can't break when used long enough, as the Han demon and Sabito mentioned that his own sword broke during their battle, and Sabito's surprise at his sword breaking gave the Han demon an opening which it took to kill him. With all of the details known, if Sabito or even Makomo survived the final exam, perhaps the entire situation with the Hashira rankings as to who were the strongest or even who were the weakest could have been possibly different, Sometimes a character can be forgotten because one character were at their limit in terms of skill, so a deceased spirit of another character lent their skills to the original character so that they could succeed to help save their sister.